What's that mouth? It's your boy Alpha May, looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And I'm joined by two men who love the house of D just like me. Right
Pause.
beside me, I got Afro Cumby 765. How you doing today, my guy?
You already know. Your local neighborhood scumbag. Lord of Castle Dirtbag here to divulge about dragons with the folks.
And right below me, we have the legend himself.
What's good? It's your boy Uniqo Williams, man. Them kids is on some bullshit.
That's usually how it is, isn't it? I want to get in some random stuff before we get into the recap of the episode. Yo, this episode made me care about Viserys, and I've been dissing him in every.
I told you it was coming.
Joe, I actually felt something for this man, and I dissed him literally every episode we done had. 7 episodes.
He just wanted his family to be together,
who?
King Viserys.
Okay.
I've been dissing him every episode.
You need to be more kind. The nigga got one eye and one jaw.
I am kind. That's why this is the first episode I felt bad about it. I'm like, I thought I take nothing back, but I felt you made me feel emotion this time. I still think you,
bro. Patty Constantine's been smacking this role.
He
bro.
killed this shit. That motherfucking speech was crazy at the table. Oh my god.
Yeah. Patty Constantine ate this fucking role. I've been saying that shit since episode 1. For real, real. He has been fucking feasting on this fucking role.
Oh my god.
He make you feel every emotion you want to feel in this show. Literally, like if you want to make, he's soft and weak, I feel it. Oh, this is kind old man who just love his family on his deathbed. I feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Or when he brings it, we'll get to it. Otto, you better come up out that motherfucking chair, though. I know that much, nigga.
Can I be honest? This whole cast has ate this shit the fuck up.
They have even the character switches.
Everybody is killing it, from young to old to like young again, and then old. Like, man, oh my god,
they're trying to make up for those last 2 seasons of Thrones, man.
And that's fair, because I was trying to watch episode 7 of Game of Thrones before I came on here, and I was like, this doesn't compare.
Season 1 through 5 are all just as good as this. It's amazing. It's just 6, 7, and 8 are coming. 6 is still good for the first half. 7 and 8 are both just blah, in my opinion. Both of those last seasons, but they're making up for it with this.
They are doing an amazing job. I appreciate them. This episode also made me feel. It kind of leads you into Alicent. We're gonna talk about, we're gonna go over the show in a minute, but it leads you into Alicent being conflicted if she's a good or bad person.
Well, take a look at your fucking kids, bitch.
Them kids is fucked up, man.
Bruh, Aegon and Aemon are war. I told y'all niggas, this was the first episode where niggas got to meet Aemon One Eye. For real. Like Aemon One Eye.
Bro. Aemon is a dog.
This is everyone's been wondering, like, when's this little kid gonna be the fucking savage that we heard about in the history books? Right about now is when that starts, folks. Right about now is when that starts. The legend of Aemon One Eye is about to begin.
Yo, my man,
one of the gnarliest niggas to ever ride a dragon.
Yo, when he literally started saying nephew, I knew it was trouble. He didn't even call them names no more. Nephews.
I mean, they took one of his eyes, but he took the biggest dragon in the kingdom. So,
nephew.
Who really lost?
And by the way, for everybody, we got a 6-year time skip.
Time skip. Yeah, that's me.
Which will put this at 126 AC, I do believe.
Yeah. As we know, did you like Viserys at the end of the show? Throughout the show, you can let us know. Did you like him by the end of this episode? Did you like him? Tell us.
Some people have liked him the whole time, though. Shout out to those people who were Viserys fans from day one. Y'all stayed consistent.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be my fate.
I've just been a fan of Patty this whole time. Fuck. When an actor's that good, the character doesn't even matter.
They pulled a cast for this, by the way. They pulled a whole from Steve Toussaint from Coryls. I have to bring him up since he's not apparently not most likely not be in this show no more. But I had to bring him up. He did his thing. Will Johnson, Daemon. Shout out to him. He today, even though this was one of the 2 times
this is his only outing.
now he was in that one with Stepstone, so he was in that.
Yeah.
So.
Come on. Let's get into the episode.
I didn't like when we get to Daemon, they did change some stuff about him. They left out a part that could have been super awesome to see, but when we get there.
Yeah, but Daemon,
hear that.
Yeah,
but let's get into the episode.
But Daemon, that was a segue because the show starts off with him talking.
You, Joseph.
Yeah, it's actually.
I just I love this episode so much. Like, let's fucking get into it.
But Daemon is the segue because he starts the show off talking to Rhaenyra. I mean, Rhaenyra.
You whore! Those bastards!
But yeah, we learned that Lord Corlys has suffered a serious stab that gave him a fever, and that they are now discussing who will be the Lord of Driftmark. And he's yelling that it's my birthright. Them children are not from our family. My brother cared about legacy.
That was the first change in the book because, see, in the book, Corlys gets lost at sea.
They said he got lost, but he came back, and then he got a fever. So
yeah. I mean, he does in the book. He doesn't make the.
Yeah, he doesn't come back. They don't say.
Yeah, there's no journey back.
Yeah, which actually make him look tougher because he came and see with a sickness.
Yeah,
it
was good for. Like I said, if I bring up a change, it doesn't mean that it's bad. Some of this stuff is just going to work better this way because book and literature translate differently.
Yeah,
but
so
no,
he can't. Yeah, but he looked like a ball.
He comes back.
Wound, fever, sickness, on the verge of death. Came back from the sea. That was awesome. Then we come to another scene of a man climbing down the rocks, and we see Daemon. He collects a dragon egg, and we see that his stepson Jace is learning High Valyrian.
I'm pretty sure those dragons would have come from those dragon eggs. I'm pretty sure those would have came from Syrax, which is Rhaenyra's dragon. Just
wait. How are these dragons mating, or are they like what are we doing?
Yeah, they're hatching dragon eggs. They be in the
that's why they're in the dragon pit. The dragons mate.
Yeah. We see clearly Rhaenyra is pregnant again. This time with Daemon baby. And we see that they go outside, they talking. Jace, his brother Luke, is outside, they talking. People staring at him. He's like, yo, why are people staring at us? Luke like, we don't care. It's all good. Jake's like, hey, I'm supposed to be the Lord of Driftmark. They causing this commotion. They coming over today. This is what we're supposed to be doing. And ultimately, this is after they, of course, Rhaenyra and Daemon, Rhaenyra goes and has this discussion. They want to talk about who the Lord of Driftmark that has to meet with Alicent, who is now taking over.
Who will be the Lord of the Tide.
Yeah. And Alicent and Otto are now over doing the stead of the sick Viserys right now. Mm-hmm. And we see, this is the first scene that I want to really get into. We see that Viserys is down with an eye patch with no hair on the top, sick. And this is the first time I'm like, I feel bad I did this whole time. And Patty killed this role being sick. He did a great job being sick. This is like, okay.
This nigga said he did a good job being sick.
Yes, bro. Hey, bro, I have seen some bad sick.
He literally looked like they put him in the microwave.
I'm talking about even just the tone from sickness. I have seen actors look like, oh, bro, you are fine. I don't know why you pretending to do this fake cough.
Yeah.
Man, and you can see Rhaenyra and Daemon are weary in different ways. For the first time, you see Daemon not speak much. Joe, he didn't even lean. He was just looking on the side like this. Like, this is my brother. I don't want to see him like this. And I'm like, oh, emotion. I'm here for this.
Hey, that's what I've told people from the beginning. Regardless of how much those two niggas fight, Viserys and Daemon are brothers. And they show that shit through and through. They do it really, as we'll get to in this episode. There's another time. This was a good episode. This was a feel-good episode, kind of. but like this is the calm before the storm.
And we meet their 2 children together, Aegon and
Yeah.
Viserys.
Yep. So yes, there are 2 Aegons.
There's a lot of Aegon. Aegon, even Jon Snow's real name is Aegon. So it's a
Yeah, I
lot
was
of
gonna say
Aegon.
Jon Snow's real name was Aegon too.
And his long lost brother was
Bruh,
Aegon too.
he was the conqueror. They all got to be named after Big Daddy Aegon.
I'm
He
like,
flew
how is
over
your
here on the
brother?
black dress, made 6 kingdoms his bitch.
Wait, are you trying to tell me
With
that
his 2
Rhaenyra's
sister
kids
wives.
before Rhaenyra's kids before Daemon was actually Jon Snow's grandparents, probably?
No, I don't think it'd be that literal. I don't think it'd be that directed. Though Jon Snow does come from Rhaenyra's side of the blood. I'm not sure which one. I
Wait,
have to
is
look,
is
but
is, is he
she
from the
does come
Sir
from
side?
that.
Is he from the Sir side?
No, from the Targaryen side, and
Wait, Jon Snow's
his dad's
a Targaryen?
his dad was a Targaryen too. His dad was one of the yeah.
That
I'm
makes
pretty
sense
sure it's
now.
on Rhaenyra's side though.
That's why Danny loves Jon Snow, because he's like, you're the only relative I have left. I have to bang you.
It's the Targaryen way.
It's Targaryen.
That's his auntie too, ain't it?
Targaryens will support each other all the way to the top and then throw each other off the peak once they get
That's
there.
what it seems to be at this point.
Bruh. For real. They will support each other until they have literally taken over the whole fucking world. And then they'll end up getting to fighting over who's gonna be the boss.
Okay. So we got into but the first part of it, and that Daemon did his one line of the show that he usually does.
Well, no, we haven't got to the naming of the Lord of Driftmark yet. We were talking about.
Well, we these are matters that have already been discussed per the king. So obviously we get Will Johnson. He did not sound like a Will Johnson on the end of like Talk of Dragons home after the show was over. He definitely talked like a Desmond Behoovery. He definitely talked like one of those, somebody from England. And so like Daemon does this one cool thing after he just says that one good line every time, and he said he can keep his tongue. Guys, y'all want to expound on that?
That's way.
How's that?
I was gonna say you jumped.
No, that's
Joe. You jumped way farther than we.
I was at the end. That's literally the beginning of the episode. What are you talking about?
Joe, that is
no.
They all went to court.
Where Zelmay was going was from Viserys showing up sick into the tribunal about being the Lord of Driftmark.
And then I said that why are we arguing about things that have already been settled?
Yeah, that's the line from the show.
Okay, which is in that same scene.
Joe, no, that's way after.
How is that way after?
Joe, we ain't even got the Aegon and what he did with the maid.
I was gonna say we haven't got to.
Which is why this came up, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
They having the crown meeting. They around the table. We have Lord, what's his name, Bubblies, who is forgetful.
Yeah,
like, didn't we already?
I always call him Bumblebees, but yes, he's such a nice looking old man.
He's so
he gets the raw deal in the book.
He says, "Didn't we already discuss this? Didn't the king say it? Am I confused?" And they're like, "Yes, you are confused. You are very confused." And then the maid runs in, quickly calls Alicent. There is a matter at hand. There is another maid who Aegon apparently did the R word.
R-word.
Yes.
He don't give a damn.
That's why this question is presented to y'all in the comments. He literally, they said she was
He's the worst kind of royalty, yo.
And he pulled his pants down and proceeded to do whatever he want, which led me to this question. But before we get there, let's finish this scene. Alicent comes in, scolds him. He's bare bum.
I was gonna say he's just laid back.
Yeah, and she came in. He like, listen, I don't know why she made a big deal about it. Alicent slaps him. So you are not my son. Proceeds to get mad. He's like, I don't even want this. Like I'm like, that's perfect.
I don't want
that's
to
how
be the
them,
king.
that's how them teenage white boys be doing. I don't even want this. Shout out to them. Perfect act. And you think that she's gonna have this maid, even in this scene, you think she's gonna have her in the maid, but she gives her the tea to make sure she's not pregnant. She gaslights her. She gaslights this maid
Oh, she
heavy.
gaslights the fuck out of her.
She's like, listen, I believe you. But if you say this about the prince, other people won't believe you. And like I said, she
You know
slaps
what
the
could
prince
happen
and
to
all
a nice maid girl in King's Landing?
that. Yes, and my
I
boy,
didn't even
It'd
get
be
that
far
job.
worse than getting R-worded by a princeling.
How do you get it? How do you even get a job like working in the castle? Like, is that passed down like
just be,
lords and
I
stuff?
guess you got to
Or
be
like,
cute.
No. Usually it's just the peasants off the street. If you're lucky, your family's been doing it for long enough, and then yeah, it might get passed down. But usually, just some
oh,
lucky
my
combination.
granddaughter would be a great candidate for you to be a maid.
Because
Joe, I'm gonna be real.
ain't no
I'm gonna
lord
tell
or
you, Joe.
ain't no lord or ladies trying to get them maid jobs. Them are the motherfuckers from Flea Bottom that are
I'm gonna tell
praying
you
to
the
be
truth.
able to come to
Joe,
castle.
this is the honest truth, Joe. If you look cute, they usually take you. If you're a peasant and look cute,
Yeah, like they'll come, and if you're a boy, you're probably gonna die if you looking good, or you're gonna get conscripted to service and
Or you're probably a
probably die in
bastard and you
war.
just don't know it.
or
Well,
Rhaenyra gonna take
that's
you in.
easy. That might be goddamn good 30% of the kids down there are little lordling bastards.
Real quick question: did all of Robert Baratheon's kids get killed? Like his actual ones?
In the show, all except for Gendry, but I don't know how. I don't think many of them have died in the books. But it's kind of funny though, because believe it or not, Robert Baratheon, the Baratheon line comes from a female Targaryen. For
Interesting.
the more, yes, because see, they weren't the Baratheons weren't the original Storm Lords. Fucking when Aegon the Conqueror came over, he killed the original Storm Lord, and then he let his bastard half brother, which his name was Baratheon, and then he took over the Stormlands, and that's how House Baratheon became. Which
Westeros Lord.
So even when Robert took the throne, it was still technically a Targaryen on the throne, even though it was very loosely by blood. It was still
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, y'all see all this lore.
Yeah, we have the first question of the day: who is worse, Aegon or Daemon? I'm going 100% Aegon because these Daemon seduce you.
I think,
Aegon,
man,
Aegon. I don't even know if Aegon's that bad.
I don't think this is a fair question for me because I've read the books.
What for Joe?
Like
Tor from this point in the store.
Like Aegon in this part, like at the end of the show,
Because Aemon ain't raped nobody or worded nobody yet.
So I don't want to answer that question yet. I want to answer at the end. Ask this question later. Let's continue through the show.
All right. After Daemon and Rhaenyra,
it may seem. I feel like Aegon's just not as. Aegon is like Joffrey.
Wait,
vibe.
which one is Aegon? Aegon with the eye, right?
No,
Aemond is with the eye.
Yeah, Aegon is the one.
Aegon and who?
Aegon. Aemond and Aegon.
Aemond. Okay, I like
Aemon. Aemon got the eye patch. Aegon is
okay. Aemond one
like
eye.
Aemon, right.
Just call him one eye.
Aegon.
They'll just pretty soon they'll get to a part where they just call him one eye, and that'll be easier for everyone.
Yeah, you got.
I can answer that question right now then, because I had the wrong Targaryen in there. Yeah, Aegon is the worst.
Aegon is, like I said, at least
I can definitely see how
Daemon's not bad.
Now.
Like Daemon just seduces you.
Just wait, yo! I can't wait. This shit's about to get real, yo.
As long as he has 4 lines per episode, they're all like impactful. I'm cool with Daemon. Daemon's fucking pretty cool right now.
Yeah. We find out
when we get to the Daemon Aemond moment when they get to the dinner, we'll get there, but that's one of my favorite parts too.
There's a Daemon Aemond.
Pour out his
I just mean in this episode. Episode.
Oh, okay.
When they have their staring contest.
Come on. Let's go through the episode. I love this show so much. Yeah. Man, I'm sorry. I'm
We
sorry. This show is amazing.
we see that Alicent has been sedating the king with the medicine, making him
The
where
milk
she
of the
can rule.
poppy.
Yeah,
She been
she
giving
is
that nigga
basically putting him
heroin.
sleep so he can't smooth and do nothing. So she can rule and Otto can rule. It's the little plot they have. We learned about that. I don't know how many people caught on to that, but she does that. We see Rhaenyra bring out the daughter of Lena to
Well, remember in the last episode when Laenor was talking to Rhaenyra and she said, "Aren't you afraid if you leave? Didn't you say that she'd get in his cups?" And now here she is feeding him the milk of the poppy.
Yeah.
That good old
And
poppy.
Daemon even smells the cup, if you remember.
Yeah. He does
He
smell
did
the
smell
cup.
it. Yeah, he did smell. Yeah, he did smell
Then
it
he
when
looks
when they
over.
first walked in that scene. Yeah.
He smells it.
The nigga making sure, bruh, he cares about his brother. The
Yeah.
Springtime King's children love each other. Even Damon's one of those. I can say whatever I want about my family, but if you say that about my family,
There it is.
I might just have to hurt you.
There it is.
We do find out Daemon is one of the most smoke. Like I'm about that smoke person that you see.
Oh, bro, you
Yeah,
got to remember, Daemon carries Dark Sister. It was the Valyrian sword that was carried by Visenya, the older sister wife of Aegon the Conqueror. He's got her sword, yo. That shit's
First word. I'm about to go on YouTube and look at the whole Targaryen bloodline at this point.
we see.
It'll start with Aegon the Conqueror's father, which I never remember that nigga's name. But
Well, we do see Rhaenyra. She's talking to her ex mother-in-law Rhaenyra. She brings in the daughter of Lena to ease it in. She wants to talk to her. She wants to conversate. They discuss. She said, "Hey, listen, Jace can marry one of your daughters. I think it's Jace, right? Can marry
yeah,
one of Lena."
Jason. No, Lucerys,
Oh, Luke, it's
because
Luke. Yeah, Luke was the.
Jace is the one that technically should be king,
Yeah, Jace
and
is
so
marrying.
Lucerys would be the one that gets to be the Lord of Driftmark, the Lord of the Tides, if you would.
Yeah. So she's talking about Lucerius marrying one of Lena's children, and they discuss. She tells her basically that, listen, I know this sounds desperate. She calls her out on it. She knows she's a little desperate because you know that the high towers are gonna make their first move right now. You're a little desperate. You want me to stand up, but I'm standing up for myself. It's gonna be me alone. I'm gonna lay claim to it myself. And you know, and basically Rhaenyra said this doesn't matter. Rhaenyra's like, you right. None of this we talking about matter because they have sedated the king, my brother, and ain't nothing we can do about it in this court because the court is already stacked against him. And poor Lord Bubblies, if they don't respect his opinion.
Yeah, poor Lord.
He
Man, they got such a nice looking old man to play him too. Like he just looks like the old dude chilling at the park, watching the birds, enjoying his
forgetting
day.
everything that just happened and bringing it up in a minute later. Like, didn't we just play chess?
Yeah.
No, we didn't. We've been talking at this court meeting. Where are you, Grandpa? What have you been doing? And she offers this deal, and of course she's not going with it. So we see Otto and Vaemon together. They are with Otto and Alicent. They plotting already. They're like, oh, the Lord of
The Greens
Driftmark.
are making their move.
Yeah, they were like, the future Lord of Driftmark would thank you. Essentially what he said. Meaning me, I will thank you and I will be in your debt. We see Rhaenyra, she goes up, she shoots down in front of a crowd. She shoots down him in front of the crowd, and she begins to launch her own argument. And for the first time, as Joe says, did I pop? I popped when Viserys showed up. I'm like, this old sedated man that can't walk said, no, I'm a boss.
Bruh, the power that was in that walk to the throne.
That was the hardest wobble I ever seen, Joe. Joe, your mic is muted.
Bruh.
Joe, your mic muted.
He put everybody on hush too.
Joe, your mic muted. I don't want you to know. Joe, we can't hear you.
You're muted, Joe.
Rhaenyra, like she was about to say her piece, and then she's like, "Oh, let me back up, let me back on up." And then like he thought that it was like a king's guard or some servant that was about to help him up there. No, it's just Daemon. It's just Daemon helping you.
The
By the way,
springtime kings, them niggas love each other. They're brothers.
They do.
by the way, he had a gold mask on to cover the side of the face.
He
that was
did.
broken.
It reminded me of.
And you guys know the fucked up part about this. Viserys is only 50 at this point, 52.
But leprosy get you, man.
Terrible.
That leprosy fucked his world up. He's only like 52, I do believe.
The gold mask was a nice touch, though. I will say, like, I was like, whoa, what's going on over there?
It looked like it might have been a recycle from the Sons of the Harpies, though.
Fair. It's fair. It's fair. It's fair.
He basically tells Otto to get off my throne. I don't know what y'all doing.
I love that part, bro. He's like, nigga, so if you don't get up out of my chair. What is
now?
this?
Can I say it,
Joe? We almost there.
Wait, he at the chair. He's at the chair. Can I say it now?
He did a little bit before he got in the chair.
Daemon helped him get up there. Can I say it now?
Daemon helps him get up there, but we got to build to it, Joe. Let them build up. Let them get excited.
What happens next, nigga? The line.
Are you talking about Daemon's line?
No.
Oh, you can say it.
No, he's talking about what Viserys says.
Oh, tell what Viserys said, Joe.
Why are we arguing over matters that have already been settled?
I already told y'all niggas. Why are we still talking about this shit?
The line of succession. What's going on?
Quit playing with me.
My guy
I've been trying to build this model for years, and y'all keep fucking up my time.
I've been building this damn King's Landing model kit my whole life.
Somebody's got smoke around it and everything. I like the way the smoke went out too. When they showed the thing, the smoke was slowly going out, telling you that he's about to go out. And I'm like, that is a nice visual touch for the show.
They did some very good editing with this with the whole directing was great. It was great.
He says that line, yells at them for about a good 2 minutes, then says, if anyone can do this, it's my sister Rhaenyra. I mean, my auntie Rhaenyra. Sister auntie Rhaenyra.
I was gonna say it's his aunt. It is his aunt.
Yeah, they call each
other. Because the Springtime King was his grandfather and her father.
Auntie cousin. That's all. He's all of it. He said, anyone have a thing to say on this? If it's to change, it will be by my sister. And she does something that people didn't expect, which I think people would like to know. She said, she basically put Rhaenyra's plan into action and says, this is what we're going with, which betrays what Daemon wanted. I want to know, before we get into Daemon, why do you think Rhaenyra chose to side with Rhaenyra? We're not going to talk to Torek. I think he might know. I don't know.
Did
they ever mention that Torek in the book? I never got this far.
Because they got the same name, nigga.
But I mean, that's if you would have asked me, that's what I told you. Because at the end of the day, it's that Targaryen blood.
The name.
And she sees Alicent, and she sees the way Otto is.
What's up with all these white boys in the court?
Daemon brought them in, bro. But why do you in the chat, you in comments, why did you,
Joe? They only gave us one black family. They didn't give us a whole black castle.
Corlys bringing all of them.
Just the family.
The twins are the last niggas left.
Baela and Ray.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. They're the last niggas on Westeros.
But you tell us in the chat, why do you think Rhaenyra chose to side with Rhaenyra? You let us know. And then Daemon says no. And he stands up and says, you don't tell me what to do with my family because you ignore yours. Because you know I want my blood to run the Driftmark because no one's ever done. He looks at him and says,
can I say the word?
He is not mine. And Joe, what did he say after that? He is not one of us. And then he said what?
These bastards. And then can I say the other part too?
No, he said her children.
Tell me when to say the other part about the
okay, I'm gonna do thinking when you can do it. Her children are bastards and she is a whore. And the king,
that was my part.
Oh, you could have just said that. I thought you were talking about another part though. We need to work on
whore.
And she is
I knew that's what he wanted.
Do I get an Emmy now?
You got the image, yo. And
I don't
Viserys
know, but
said,
Patty Constantine should get one.
yeah, and he said, I shall have his tongue. And Daemon,
Oh, can I say this part too?
you can't. Daemon cuts his head off, and what he say, Joe?
He can keep his tongue.
My
And
man,
there was a
Schmook,
difference because in the books, Vaemon gets fed to a dragon.
Oh,
I think it made.
Okay.
He just has Caraxes. He has the bloodworm. Just fucking mash that nigga.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. It made Daemon look like a real one. Like you said something about my wife. Soon you said whore. Your head.
Oh, can I say?
And
can
it
I say
shows
this
that
part?
he doesn't. He loves Rhaenyra's children like they're his own too.
True.
He
Can
does.
I
He
say this
doesn't
line? Can I
care
say
whose
this line
kids
too?
they are. They're Rhaenyra. He knows for a fact they're Rhaenyra's kids, and that's his hoe slash niece.
That's my whore. You mentioned my whore.
I have
She's
one more
only a
line.
whore for me, buddy.
I have one more line to recite. Say it.
Yeah, he did. He literally
Say it.
dared him.
Say it. Bastards!
Yo, he
That
did.
whore!
My man went off.
And
He
then the
can
dark
keep his
sister
tongue.
sang.
He can keep his tongue.
And then this led to one of the dopest moments in this show to me. A very sentimental moment. They're at dinner. They are
This was with the
arguing.
mask off.
They are arguing. He says it's a good thing that the relationship between the Lord of the Drift and how the Luke is marrying
The Lord of
into
the
that
Tides.
yeah,
Tides.
Lord of the Tides, and how they are marrying into each other. And it's a good thing for the family. And he looks around and looks at how people are interacting and how it's not feel like a family. And he says, I'm happy to be at this table with the people I love. He takes his mask off, tells them, I don't have that much time. So please let go of that petty beef because it makes the kingdom strong. Even if it's not for the kingdom, do it for this old man who loves all of you. And I said, oh my God, he killed this. I'm getting
Bruh,
emotional.
Patty Constantine.
I'm getting emotional.
I almost had a tear come to my eye when he was talking. I was like,
too.
this nigga just wants his family to fucking knock. And it's so fucked up because we know how it all ends up. Look at the end of the Game of Thrones. They had to kill Dany. Whole line wiped out at the end because fucking nobody wanted to listen.
He tells them, if y'all don't do it for the if y'all don't do it for the name, the king, do it for this old man who loves each one of you. They even show Otto at this point. I'm like, we don't love Otto, but he loved Otto.
Not yet.
But
Not yet.
And you know, Viserys means this too. Like he loves his daughter and her. He loves his grandkids and his fucking wife and his kids and fucking. But that nigga's like, I already said what I said. Why can't y'all just, nigga? I was the king. Remember, the king rules. So why can't y'all just respect my wishes, fucking, and not murder each other? Because it's fucked up. Because for Viserys, he only got to be king because all the people ahead of him murdered each other. King Jaehaerys had 14 claims to the throne. Fucking, he had like 7 sons, he had like 4 sons, 3 daughters, and each of them had a couple kids. And they had all murdered themselves to the point where all that was left was his daughter, which is the old Rhaenyra, and then his 2 grandsons from one of his sons, which was Viserys and Daemon.
Yeah, and we then see Rhaenyra step up and say, toast to the queen. She returns it. Toast to Rhaenyra, my stepdaughter. She will be an amazing queen. They doing all of this in honor of the king, of course. Of course, Aegon is the demon he is, decides to mess with Jace, right? Jace. And he says, you don't know how to please a woman. I don't know what you gonna do about that. He just makes fun of him. He stumps the table. Everybody look, and Jace decided, I'm a man up. Shout out to y'all. And then he went over to the woman who is Aegon's wife, Helena,
which is his sister.
yes, which is his sister, and started dancing with her after, and she even made fun of him, like he doesn't talk to me or nothing. It's easy to be a wife. They don't even speak to you.
That was
They're too drunk to
that was
speak
the
to.
one
They're
that
too
liked the
drunk.
bugs.
Yeah,
She ends
she's a
up
bug.
with the brother that's R wording people.
Yeah, we and we see Jace
But
being a.
did you guys catch what she said under her breath since she's been doing this whole premonition thing? Like how she in the one episode she said that Aemon would have to close an eye to get a dragon, and then episode later he lost his eye, and then she had done something before then too. But I tried to listen to what she said under her breath, and I could not. She said something about the beast under the boards. She said something and then something about the beasts under the board. So I'm just wondering. Okay, keep going because they be putting little Easter eggs. I just didn't know if I couldn't catch it.
Right. We see Jace. He invites her. He puts his hand out, invites her to dance. He's like, "Oh, since my uncle won't treat you right, let me dance with you, Auntie." and and then Joe's boy.
Listen, bro, they gotta stop having dinners together. Every time there's a dinner, there's
Hey,
a
it
murder,
was sweet.
there's shade.
It's tradition, Joe. They're royalty. They
Yeah.
gotta be having mad feasts.
Stop
They
having dinners.
then they were dancing, and y'all notice something. I love this. They show a scene. They show Viserys' face. He has this little slumber. He looks around. He sees Daemon and Rhaenyra laughing. He sees them dancing. He sees Alicent laughing with her father, and he smiles. Then he closes his eyes, and then it gets blurry. And I'm like, "Oh, did he pass away? Did he woke up?" And I'm like, "Oh," I'm like, "That is such good," because it had me because the music was playing, and I'm like, "Oh my god, is he gonna pass out while? Is he gonna pass away while he at the dinner while he smiling?" I'm like, "That would be so sad." But
No,
this is Game of Thrones. No one gets a happy ending like that. Where he and Aemon decides he's gonna stand up. I'm like, why didn't you just pass away right before he stood up?
One Eye. He could have went out happy, but his son One Eye came in and was like, "Hold up,
Tori, did you see the smile on the Looney? Was like,
yeah, bro." Patty Constantine ate in every category.
I'm like, why he didn't pass away right here? Aemon gets up and says, "Shout out to my nephews," and he named all three of them. And he said, Jace, Luke. They call him by their nicknames. And what's the youngest one name?
Joffrey.
Joffrey. He
Joffrey.
said, "Shout out to my nephews. They are handsome, smart, and
Strong."
now he paused. He made sure you was gonna feel this. He said, "They're handsome, smart, and
Strong.
strong." And they're like, "What?"
Say that yet again.
No, they didn't even say that yet. He said strong twice. Strong. He just made sure he said it twice. He's like, "They're handsome, nice, and strong." Yes, strong. Jay said, "Say that again."
Say that yet again.
What's wrong with strong? That's a compliment.
It's a compliment.
Yo, Jace,
I told y'all One Eye's different, bruh. But he's a little Daemon wannabe.
Took
Jace,
a punch.
Yeah, he took a punch.
Didn't fold like Draymond folded Jordan Poole.
And Aegon decided to take the little Luke and decided to bash his head on the table sneakily. He walked up and boom. I said, Aegon is a demon.
Always wanted to do this.
Like, I'll wait for somebody to do. He grabbed the back of the head and said, boom, right on the table. I said, oh my God.
They brothers. They're brothers. That Aegon brother, that Targaryen brother.
Like I said, just wait, because this stuff is heating up. I don't know if people realize like where this is heading.
I don't. I'm just watching. I'm just along for the ride, bro, at this point. I'm just like, why did he slam that boy head on the table like that?
Yo,
this right here is another defining moment that leads to the dance with dragons.
Yo,
these cousins hate each other, bro.
This will be one of the last times that all these people are in a room together.
Yo, listen. my guy was just sitting there eating his food, watching his brother punch this dude. He was looking like this, and the dude grabbed the back of his head and said, he wouldn't even look
Aegon
in the
on that
direction.
second shit.
They was gonna jump him again, like they did in that cave.
Yo,
And
listen,
then he's like, "Nope, not this time. You ain't about to jump
But
him
it
this
shows
time."
you that Aemon still holds resentment over losing that eye.
Oh, he
Yeah.
was laughing at
Even
him.
though
He was laughing at him.
even though he got the biggest dragon in the kingdom out of it.
He was laughing at him across the table. That's
It's,
when he got shitty
yo,
and
Luke
Daemon.
wasn't even looking toward
but
Luke wasn't
it's
even looking. He was looking this way.
but
He
it
got his
I find it ironic that freaking the connections that are just there, because you've got Aemon. Aemon's dragon is Vhagar, which was Visenya's dragon, the older sister wife of Aegon. And then you've got Daemon, who carries Visenya's sword, Dark Sister. And then you've got Viserys, who is actually named after as the male term for Visenya. It's just weird how George R.R. Martin be connecting all that shit.
We kind of make it easy. Name everybody in the show Aegon.
But see, this is all for the V's, though.
We got 9 Aegons in this from Game of Thrones.
It's definitely. If you do a poll, it's the most popular name among royalty in Westeros.
Yo,
guaranteed.
Jon Snow and his brother named Joe. Did you know his long lost brother was named Aegon too? They both named Aegon.
Yeah, I was about to say they'd have. It's not uncommon for families to have multiple Aegons
Joe,
that
they
are
got
brothers.
2 Aegons.
No, like literally, I literally fucked up in the beginning of the show by saying Aegon was the one with the eye, right?
Nope, that's Aemon.
No, in this situation with Jon Snow, you can say Aegon for both of them, just like my grandpa did with my uncle, and just name them both Otis.
Yeah.
And you just say Otis for both of them, and they'll just answer because they both named Otis.
But really, it's funny because he went from Aegon, one of the most common names in the kingdoms, to John, one of the most common names in the real world.
And then Viserys sees this. He gets a little emotional. He gets sick. He gets carried off. Alicent runs over to Rhaenyra and says, and does this, you don't have to leave right now. She's like, I'll send my sons over. I might stay a little bit. We'll ride on dragon back because she likes to ride dragons. So she want to do it anyway.
Oh, can I say the line? Can I say the line?
Say it, Joe.
The king and I would like that.
So she said that. We go to a scene in which Viserys is confused. He is sick. And you see him speaking to Alicent, believing her to be Rhaenyra, tells her that
He thinks yeah.
And he says, you is the one who will unite the realm. And you can see the disappointment in Alicent's face. The dream is about you. You will indeed unify the realms. And Alicent is pissed. And then you go off. She walks off. You see a little knife at the top. And then you see him coughing. And you see him breathe his last words slowly. And you hear one last deep breath. And it goes black. And I'm like.
Hold on. Let's talk about the hand.
Oh, you did the hand.
It's epic because in the book, this was a chapter end when this finally happened, and the last line of that chapter was after King Viserys took his last breath, the storm broke and the dragons danced.
Ho 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 ho! Anybody say foreshadowing?
That was some good foreshadowing right now. But like I said, I love this episode. Like Viserys won me over.
300 more pages after that.
There's still, I would say, there's still, and that's what I don't think people realize. Now we are getting into the proper of what this show is supposed to be. This show was supposed to be the story of the Targaryen Civil War. Now you're getting to see how the battle lines are being set up. You're seeing who has dragons, who's having beef with each other now, and now you think now King Viserys is gone. He was the linchpin holding everything together.
How many?
They was like the whole plot of this was like, wait till that nigga die. I'm gonna beat your ass.
It was just building up to when he passed away, the nice king who loved everybody, and it's kind of his fault for just ignoring all the
But that's
problems.
why I'd like and people will get from the foreshadowing why this the stare down that happened between Daemon and One Eye is so apparent.
It was an amazing
He
stare
looked
down,
at
by
him.
the
He
way.
said, he turned around and talked to his step bastard kids and was like, "No, not right now, not right
Because
now."
just think, and people already at some point in time, you guys we're gonna get to watch a bunch of niggas fighting each other on dragons.
Yo, Daemon did a little smile, like a demonic smile. Like, yeah, I deal with you.
I can't wait because
I got you.
Daemon's been praised as one of the greatest dragon riders that's ever been. Like in actual combat, they said one of the only people better at aerial combat on Dragonback than freaking Daemon was freaking Rhaegar, which was John. No, not Rhaegar. It was Visenya, and then freaking another Aegon that was born later down the line.
One of the 9
more,
Aegons.
And then
more
of course
Aegon.
Aegon the
Jesus
Conqueror.
Christ. There's more Aegons to come.
That's a billion Aegons.
Bro, there are like, and I'm not exaggerating, at least 15 to 20 Aegons throughout the whole time.
So just Aegon. But I appreciate this show, man. I appreciate this show. I love this show. This is the best show on television right now.
Oh, it's the best show on TV right now, bar none.
Ring of Power stepped up a lot, and it's visually stunning.
Man,
if you're looking at
even the trees fucking walking that shit.
But once
it's
you
just walking.
I know. I'm just bringing that show up because it is indeed the most popular show right now, because it gets 100 million people that watched it. It is visually stunning, but just writing wise,
there we go.
That show is amazing. Looking at like you watching a movie.
Oh yeah, it looks from all the stuff I've seen, it looks amazing.
George, you gotta watch that.
But I've read enough Tolkien in my day to know I don't care for.
I'm gonna find a part and just show you the fight scene. That I'm like, oh my god, this like they created a video game movie that looks spectacular. But this show, writing wise, in the story, I don't care about no character in it. That's the only problem I have with this show. That's why I have the biggest problem with this show. This show, I cared about the dude Viserys. I want Otto to go away. Daemon is cool. I want Aegon to get hurt. Aemon is like a bad. You see what I'm saying?
Game of Thrones all over again, damn near.
Yes. So that's the only reason I bring up this show, because I want to.
George R. R. Martin knows how to write characters.
Yeah, the characters in this show. Viserys was amazing. Patty killed it. Hiring the actors and everything was amazing.
Yeah, Patty Constantine deserves an Emmy after this.
Like, my goodness, that speech he gave, I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, it was
or amazing. A Screen Actors Guild Award, something.
Shout out to my guy John's channel. I don't know what. I guess he said. Okay, I appreciate you, John. Though I appreciate you for watching. He said he's got Targaryen blood. And I appreciate you. We about to get out of that tour. Where can they find you?
You can find me here on Overall 99 Media, of course, and also at AfroComedy765 on all social media. Catch me talking about random topics, having mad hot takes. You guys know the gimmick. Tap in.
Joe, where can they find you?
UniqoWilliams.com. All those roads lead you right to me.
Shout out to Uniqo. You can find me right here at the link tree below. Shout out to my guy John for being here. Shout out to all the people that are watching.
Appreciate y'all, man. Real shit.
Way, this is one of the most live viewed ones we had. I appreciate y'all. We don't want to be here too long. And plus, I got another show to do soon. So I appreciate y'all. If you're into Queen Serpent, we're going to talk about it next. I'm going live like 10 minutes after this. I'm going to drink some water and everything. I appreciate you. Remember, too, again, one more time. Where is it? It says like and subscribe if you enjoy the channel. If you don't, I appreciate you just watching.
Hit the notification bell.
Oh, yeah, you bastards and you whores.
And by the way,
say
if you By the way, I made something special for Joe, so we're gonna end off two special things. We're gonna debut the overall 99 anime logo at the end of this show, and I'm gonna tell you, and this is what I'm gonna tell Joe every time.
You back it up with a source. My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Shout out to that scene in that video game. That was amazing.
You bastards! You whore!
You gotta name your source. The source is I made it. And here's the debut of the overall 99 anime. We love you, appreciate you, peace. This is the intro.